The issue of how the city responds to encampments of people experiencing homelessness has been one of the most important and most discussed topics of the past couple years. Both sides of the issue have had a lot of questions for me, which is why I tasked my team with putting together a thorough and impartial report. The most common question I have received from my constituents and fellow city leaders is how the city is spending money on encampment cleanups. Unfortunately, the city's available information in this area is much more limited than it should be.
We found the city is not tracking expenses related to homeless encampments or sufficiently monitoring invoices and contract performance.
The city conducts enforcement, outreach, and cleanup activities through a coordinated effort involving multiple city agencies and contracted service providers.
But the city does not track expenses related to those efforts. There is no way for leaders to know exactly what they are spending or whether its efforts are cost-effective. Despite the city's poor tracking of expenses, my team tried to research the numbers independently.
We asked 10 city agencies involved in addressing homeless encampments to provide us with information of encampment-related spending from January 2019 through June 2022.
Only 4 out of the 10 agencies were able to provide complete information for the requested time period. Denver police were unable to provide us with any information we requested and said expenses related to encampment response is not tracked separately for officers. Neither the city nor individual agencies have guidance on what expenses they should track related to encampment response efforts. Another of the most common questions I've heard is about how the city handles individuals' belongings after they conduct an encampment cleanup. My team examined both the legal requirements and best practices and found some shortcomings.
We found the city lacks sufficient procedures and reliable data to ensure people experiencing homelessness who live in unauthorized encampments are treated equitably and lawfully.
When it comes to the response program for unauthorized encampments, the city is required to comply with and enforce several legal requirements, especially related to a 2019 legal settlement known as the Lyle Settlement, and multiple city ordinances, including the Unauthorized Camping Ordinance.
While we found the city complied with requirements in most cases, we found issues related to property storage and disposal, homelessness sensitivity training, and communication. In some cases, the city threw away property from its storage facility before 60 days. The city also did not give enough notice ahead of daily trash cleanups before throwing away or storing unattended property. In addition to the minimum legal requirements, this audit clearly showed the city could be doing more to ensure equitable access to services and stored personal belongings.
Information posted at encampments before a cleanup happens includes information about where to find stored property. However, it is only provided in written English, which is all that is legally required for on-site notices. But best practices from comparable cities show this could create inequity for people whose primary language is not English or who might have a disability such as visual impairment.
Additionally, people experiencing homelessness might face difficulty picking up their personal belongings, especially if their items were moved to long-term storage. The storage facility is open for only 2.5 hours, 4 days a week, from 6 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., Monday through Wednesday, and on Fridays. It is open for 6 hours on Thursday from noon to 6 p.m.
According to the legal settlement, personal property should be kept for at least 60 days. However, the city's practice is to keep property at this main facility with limited access hours for 30 days, and then transfer it to a separate long-term storage facility that is not available to the public for the remaining 30 days.
The city's contractor said sometimes property is moved to long-term storage even sooner than 30 days due to limited space, available labor, and garbage truck services.
Our analysis shows that less than 9% of property was picked up from the storage facility between January 2019 and June 2022. Lack of transportation to the storage facility site might be a contributing factor to the low property pickup rate as well. Overall, the city needs to finalize a clear plan to effectively guide city agencies in their responsibilities for unauthorized encampments. There are many important questions related to how the city responds to encampments and how it supports people experiencing homelessness. Well, that's it for this episode of Ask the Auditor. If you have a question, submit it to auditor@denvergov.org, and maybe your question will be the next question we answer on the next episode of Ask the Auditor.